It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. It's a wonderful day in the neighborhood. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? Will you be my neighbor? Hi, kids. It's Mr. Richard's neighborhood, and it's so important to have good neighbors. But our guests on the show today have neighbors that are very bad. Neighbors from hell. I have good neighbors. Although one neighbor stole all my furniture and my stereo and my color TV, and then he sold it. But that doesn't bother me. You know what they say. Good fences make good neighbors. But then I'd had another neighbor who stole my girlfriend and stole my wife. But that doesn't bother me. You know what they say. Love thy neighbor. Hey, TV neighbor. What? Over here. Oh, over here. Another one of my pal Jerry neighbors. My video neighbor, Jerry Springer. Jerry, how are you? Hey, Richard, you're my TV neighbor. Can't I just borrow a guest? Can't I just borrow a show idea, huh, neighbor? We've run out of drag queens and busty strippers and people beating the living daylights out of each other. Come on, buddy. Just lend me a show idea, huh? No. Get over it, Jerry. You're still copying last year's show. My good neighbor, Mr. Bennett, got rid of all those people. We have new things on the show now. Things like Bay's phrase that pays. Anybody in this studio that says the phrase, "Don't go there," wins $100. You'll find out who wins that money. And you'll meet neighbors from hell next on The Richard Bay Show. Thunderous applause, because this audience knows that the one person in this audience or on our stage who this day says Bay's phrase that pays gets $100. So it pays to speak out on this show. And somebody in this audience or somebody here in this studio will say that sometime during the show, I hope. But our show today is about neighbors. And really, to have a neighbor that you get along with can be a major problem. They say a man's home should be his castle. People would call their homes a little piece of heaven. But for our guests today, they have a little piece of hell because they say their neighbors are from hell. Feuding neighbors, Darian and Harry. Harry says that her neighbor is making her life a living hell. She claims that Harry calls the police every day for absolutely no reason. Peggy lives 2 floors above her neighbor from hell, Geralda. She says that Geralda's blasting music is bad enough, but the steady flow of men in and out of her apartment is like living on 42nd Street. Our next feuding neighbors, Danielle, has spent a lifetime trying to get away from Jessica, only to realize that her worst nightmare has become her trailer park neighbor from hell. And Jennifer says her neighbor from hell, Dylan, might be a musician, but his flute and bongo drums at 2 a.m. in the morning are not music to her ears. Neighbors from hell, how do they cope We'll find out right now. Darian and Harry, each of you says the other is a neighbor from hell. How long have you guys lived in the same building? It's an apartment building, I assume?
Yeah, this is an apartment building.
Okay. What does she do that drives you crazy?
First of all, it's like, it's not really the radio or anything, it's the mouth. She has a huge mouth for a small person.
Hold on. Open up wide, let's see. No, it's not that big. All right. Now, wait a second. He has done things. Are you the one that calls the cops on him?
No,
or?
he's the cop caller.
Oh, you're the cop caller.
Me.
You actually call the cops? Hey, wait a second. It's not against the law to have a big mouth, though, is it?
Well, it's not only a big mouth, it's the radio, it's the constant arguing.
So what do you do when you call the cops? What do you tell them?
I just tell them that there's a feud going on downstairs. Could you please come and tell them to knock it off?
How many times have you called the cops on her?
100.
One night, I called 3 times.
He asked you one question, 100. You call the cops to me 100 times. Get to the point.
How many times a week does he call the cops on you, Darian?
100 times a week, and if you don't believe me, you could call the police station, they'll tell you.
Well, what happens when the police show up? What do they find?
They show up and they tell me, Dee Dee. They know me by my nickname, Dee Dee. Okay? I only been living in Lodi for 10 months, and they know me by Dee Dee 2 months since he's been there. I've been in that building for 10 months, and not one cop has came to my house until him and Pocahontas moved in. Okay? First of all, yes, I do play my radio loud.
You live with Pocahontas? I loved her movie.
Well, maybe she's just a little jealous because
jealous
she looks better
of
than you.
what?
She looks better than you. I would never have a mouth like that in my house.
That's okay, though, but my man like it.
Your man like your
mouth? My man like it. I've been with him for 2 years.
Maybe I know why he likes it.
Well, maybe you do know why he likes it. You'll never know
wait a second.
why.
It's not only your eardrums are offended, but your nose is offended by her apartment.
Exactly.
What happens? What do you smell coming out of her apartment?
First of all, when she cooks chicken, fish. She don't use separate oil. She uses the same oil.
How would you know what I use? Do you come to my apartment?
Hold on.
How would you know what I use?
So tell me, Harry, what does it smell like?
It smells like feet.
I don't even... Oh, my God.
Hold on. Wait a second now. Okay, so I have a solution here. Darian, next time you cook, lay a few odor eaters in the pan first.
Yeah, right?
Harry, have you ever gone to her and maybe, instead of calling the police, just go there, knock on the door and say, excuse me, but could you just keep it down a little bit, or...
She came up to my apartment one time. First,
but you told the producers I never came to your apartment, liar.
Before
You're a liar. I said to you and your girl.
Yeah?
I said to you and your girl.
Darian, I'm starting to believe what he said about the mouth.
Believe me.
Okay, hold on.
I have a big mouth. It ain't no shame in my game.
That's what I hear every
It
time.
ain't no shame to me. It ain't no shame to me. His wife called my house at 1:30 in the morning. My friends just died. We're sitting there. He thinks we're making too much noise. Instead of him coming downstairs saying, could y'all keep the noise down?
Yeah.
He's gonna call the landlord to get my phone number, which is
Hold on. There may be no shame in your game, but there's something that is starting to rot in your pot. What about this? What about this cooking stuff?
How do you know? Do you live there?
Because I smell it. That's how I know.
You don't cook, so you don't know what food smell like.
How far?
Stinks.
Yeah, I cook chicken and stuff.
Why don't you change your oil?
I do.
Yeah.
I do. How do you know?
You don't.
Darian, he may not know what food smells like, but he knows what feet smell like.
I guess he do. He got business of his own.
Okay, hold on.
It ain't coming from my apartment.
Darian, other than the fact that he keeps complaining, has he ever tried to come and talk to you since?
He never came to my apartment. He controls my heat. Every time I go Because the landlord is stupid. Okay? Everybody above everybody controls the people downstairs heat.
Are you kidding? Really? Did you ever hear that? The people upstairs, you control her heat?
I control her heat.
So what do you do? Try to freeze her out?
No. I turn it up.
You turn it up?
It stays at a constant level of 75, that's it.
Okay.
I don't touch it.
Do you live right above her? Or?
Right above her.
Right above her, so that then you hear the noise from downstairs.
Exactly.
Okay, and is it all night?
It's all night. All night. When I get up for work, I get up early in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning. That's when they start to go to bed.
You got a problem with it?
Of course I got a problem. I don't care what you pay.
I don't care what you pay. So what?
Get a job.
So what? I have a job.
Yeah?